Hello, Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending June 20th, 2025. Um, had a board meeting on Tuesday evening and want to make sure everybody's aware of what went on. We started out with a public hearing to hear the public's concerns and comments about the Board of Selectmen's desire to establish a public works department rather than a streets, trees, and parks department. With that, the major difference with that is that a public works director would have the responsibility of the water and sewer departments on a day-to-day basis. The water and sewer commissioners would still be there to set policy, propose budgets with the public works director, set water and sewer rates, things of that nature, but the day-to-day operations would fall under the responsibility of the public works director. There was primarily last night in the public hearing, there were questions raised by some residents. Who, at least in my humble opinion, seem to not be supportive at this point, or be requesting more information, which we'll certainly provide to everybody as we work our way forward. The Board of Selectmen has decided to have a number of public hearings to vet out the concerns of the public, and try to answer any questions anybody has. Obviously, the water and sewer commissioners are against this proposal. I think they lose some of their authority, certainly, by not having the day-to-day oversight of the water and sewer superintendent and their departments. One of the concerns seems to be, and I think it's important for people to realize, just because the public works director would have oversight and responsibility of the water and sewer employees doesn't mean that the water and sewer departments and their employees will be doing anything differently on a day-to-day basis. As I mentioned last night, 99% of the time they'll be doing exactly what they're doing now. But when we have a situation where, whether it's a snow emergency or some sort of a weather emergency, there's been challenges in trying to get staff members from the water and sewer department to come in and um, drive some of the plow trucks, things of that nature. As an example, once last winter, when the few times that we had to go out and plow, the water superintendent was kind enough to be willing to go into a truck and plow um, during that storm, because we couldn't get any of the or enough of it anyways, the water and sewer employees to come in and plow roads for the town. So those types of things would be eliminated. There's a number of examples that I think we can certainly use from my point of view, and I think from the Board of Selectmen, we've tried to be as diplomatic as we can be about the benefits of having a day-to-day full-time manager operating the water and sewer departments. The water and sewer commissioners meet every couple of weeks. They can certainly meet when there's an emergency. But to have somebody here on a day-to-day basis would allow for some continuity, certainly with some of the work that needs to be done. It would also allow for decisions to be made that aren't policy decisions by a public works director in real time, rather than having to wait for a meeting. And there's a number of examples, in my humble opinion, that provide for cost savings. And we really haven't gotten into a lot of those because, again, we've tried to be respectful of the water and sewer commissioners and the superintendents, but there's opportunities to save money. And moving forward, I think we're going to have to try to show what those opportunities would be and have been that we've lost out on moving forward. So the next public hearing is going to be on July 15th at the next Board of Selectmen meeting at 5:30. So if anybody wants to come in either remotely or in person, love to have you there. We'll try to provide a more thorough presentation and explanation to the people who are interested in watching it, to try to get some information out there. The Board of Selectmen has to decide when and if they want to bring forward a public works department proposal again in the future. That has not been decided yet. So that was the first 45 to 50 minutes of the evening last night. We moved on to our regular agenda, and our regular agenda, there were a number of topics. The first one was a very nice agenda item to deal with. We had the fire department pinning four new firefighters. and the promotion of a fire captain. So at the beginning of last night's public meeting, Chief Mark Douglas provided some insights and information, highlights on the 5 individuals who were being recognized that night. And we're able to have family members pin the new firefighters who have met all the criteria to become a firefighter in Kingston, um, as promoting a new captain with the retirement of one of our longtime fire captains. So very nice night for the family and for the members of the fire department. Chief Douglas did a great job at pinning those individuals, and it was a great opportunity to recognize some quality individuals who have joined and been promoted within our fire department. Moving forward, there was a discussion on the Kingston Elementary School roof. You may have recalled some discussions that the Mass School Building Association had approved funding a portion of the roof replacement at the elementary school. In doing the due diligence, unfortunately, only 20% of the roof is eligible to be eligible for Mass School Building Aid. That is because the school roofs have to be 25 years or older. The remaining 80% of the roof is only 24 years old. So the school department will be reapplying in a couple of years when this program opens up again for the remainder 80%. But the school facilities manager came in and explained that the 20% that's being proposed to be replaced is an individual separate section of the roof. It is older than 25 years. It is currently leaking and does desperately need to be replaced. So the Board of Selectmen, after some discussion, voted to support the school department's application to the Mass School Building Association to replace that 20%. The board also supported a conservation department's request to support a grant to apply for the design and permitting of stormwater improvements to Drew and Seaver Avenues in the Rocky Nook area of Kingston. This would allow the treatment of water that's going into the bay before it goes into the bay right now. So again, trying to address and improve the water quality in that area before it goes out into the ocean. The proposal is about $50,000 for that grant application. The board did support that. Moving on from there, our recreation director, Sue Woodworth, presented to the Board of Selectmen an overview of the revolving funds that the recreation department has used for years to collect revenues for their programs and the field usage, and also explained what those fees are spent for. They spend upwards of $500,000 a year and collect upwards of $500,000 a year on field maintenance, supplies for the summer program, fees for the summer program, um, and a number of other items, field maintenance, things of that nature. So it was a good explanation. I think the public was helpful for the public, helpful for the Board of Selectmen as well, as we discussed fiscal 27 budgets coming up in closer future than anybody wants to recognize, I guess, at this point. But it was more of an informational session that it was nice to get that background information from the recreation director. We also had a request from the Agricultural Commission to use a portion of the townhouse property for their annual agricultural fair, which will be held on September 21st this year in the afternoon. The Board of Selectmen did support that. The fair, if anybody's interested to mark their calendars, is going to be from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on September 21st. A lot of interesting things that go on there. So if you're interested in agriculture, urge you to stop by and take a look at some of the livestock and some of the other things that are offered at that particular fair. The board approved a one-day liquor license for St. Joseph's Parish for game night. They approved the annual request to close a number of roads in the Rocky Nook area for the 4th of July for the neighborhood barbecue and things that go on there. They also approved a number of their annual board and committee appointments that are expiring on June 30th. So we thank everybody who has served and is going to continue. We also thank everybody who has served and has decided not to seek renewal of their board or commission appointment. So thank you very much, everybody there for being part of that. it's a big part of how we operate our town, and your input and um, service is very much appreciated. There still remains a number of board or commission openings. So if you're interested in participating, all the information is on our town website. Love to have you take a peek at those. Hopefully, there's a board or commission that would pique your interest, and you would just either contact myself or the selectman's office and let us know that you're interested, and we'll work your way through the process with you. Moving forward from there, we had an animal control Ford Explorer that is no longer in use. It's been replaced, so we asked the board to allow us to sell it, or if it doesn't sell, authorize the vehicle to be used by the fire department for their training, for training purposes. So that was the agenda discussion on Tuesday night. Again, a little spirit at the beginning, which was great. We have another board meeting on July 1st. Just a friendly reminder, and many of you may be watching this after Juneteenth is over, but we're going to be closed on Thursday, the 19th of June for Juneteenth. Reopening on the 20th, normal business hours. And again, just a friendly reminder that beginning June 30th, the townhouse hours are changing. We'll be working on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 8 to 5, and then on Tuesdays from 8 to 6, and we're going to be closed on Fridays completely. So just try to mark that down. And also the transfer station hours starting July 7th, there will be no longer Monday evening hours at the transfer station. The transfer station will close at 3:45 on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So the only change in that schedule is no longer having Monday evening hours. So with that, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.